Hey mathematicians, let's look at your homework for tonight. So on one side we have ratios, and on the other side we have review of some integers. So I'm going to do a little bit of each. So starting with the ratios, you can choose to do either a ratio table with a tape diagram or a proportion. So for a project in their health class, Jasmine and Brenda recorded the amounts of milk they drank each day. Jasmine drank 2 pints of milk. Right here, 2 pints of milk. We're going to draw on this. 2 pints of milk each day, and Brenda drank 3 pints of milk each day. Write a ratio that shows the number of pints of milk Jasmine drank, so Jasmine's going first, and Brenda's going second. Well, that just says ratio, so you can write a ratio between those two numbers. Represent this scenario using a tape diagram. So that means that you have to have your big old rectangle. You have to cut it into 2 parts. You have to label. Your labels are not 2 and 3. I can count. You will color those in. I'm looking for labels that tell me Jasmine and Brenda, or J for Jasmine and B for Brenda, or B first and J second. That doesn't matter. It's whatever order you want when you're doing a tape diagram, but you have to label them with units, not with numbers. So then you'd say, okay, well, 3 is my largest number, so I need to have 3 for each. And then, I'll even use the highlighter tool. Brenda drank 3 pints of milk each day, so you'd highlight 3 sections for Brenda and 2 for Jasmine. And that's it. That's your tape diagram. So now we'll keep scrolling. If 1 pint of milk is equivalent to 2 cups, okay, so that's a new ratio right there. 1 pint is 2 cups. How many cups did Jasmine and Brenda each drink? So our picture here is pints. So this is then going to be, okay, I'm saying each of these squares, oh look, I'll change my colors. Each of these squares is 1 pint, that's 2 cups, and 2 cups, and 2, and 2, and 2. You tell me in part C how many cups each girl drank. Write a ratio of the number of cups of milk Jasmine drank to the number of cups Bailey drank, that's fine. And then tell me if they're equivalent, why or why not. I'm not going to answer that one for you. You're looking at your ratio from part D and your ratio from part A, and you're saying, yes, they're equivalent because blah, 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 or no, they are not equivalent because blah, blah, blah. So you have to answer that one in at least 1 full sentence, probably more. Then on the back, we're reviewing. So this is some subtraction like what we did in class today. Remember that when you have a negative and a negative right here, taking away a negative is a good thing. So this is going to end up being -9 plus 2. You can always use a chart if you need to stay organized. That's 9 negative points and 2 positive points. The negative team would win by 7 extra points. Circle all final answers. These little things here, let me zoom in on them. These little baby plus signs, remember that we know a number is positive whether there's a plus sign or not. If they're freaking you out, then just rewrite it as 24 minus 8, because you can do that. Same over here, -7 minus 5, or you can call it -7 and also -5, or start at -7 and go 5 to the negative side. Remember that 2 negatives are going to combine to make a positive, but that doesn't mean that this part is positive. That part would stay negative. So you can go ahead and subtract those. Last but not least, when you're modeling them on a number line, what I would do is I would rewrite this as -4. That becomes a plus 3. When you model it on a number line, I personally like to start at the first number. You could start at 0 and go to -4, or you can just start at -4 with a straight up and down line. We're going 3 to the positive side. You can either draw it with the jumps, 1, 2, 3, or you can just draw an arrow that points right here. And then this would be your answer, which is -1. If you want to find the answer first and then draw your picture, that's fine too. You could totally be like, okay, look, that's -4 plus 4, oh, that's 0. And then you can go show it on a number line. So long as you tell me the answer and you show it on the number line, doesn't matter to me which order you do it in. And that's it for the types of questions that you have on your homework tonight.